What's up, everyone? God, it's been a long time. Thank you for tuning in. I am in the process of setting up my new studio, my new office in my new apartment. Things are all over the place. I don't even have my actual cases or display cases. I mean, anything here yet. That's still all in storage. We're doing it in kind of spurts. But I wanted to do this unboxing. Now, I do not do a lot of stuff nowadays, but this was something that I wanted to show off. Maybe you guys know about it, maybe you don't. But about a year ago, Big Bad Toy Store announced something really cool that they were going to be doing. One of the hardest figures to get for a lot of people, and then secondary markets exploded with this. You can get this at Big Bad Toy Store. That's cool. Love that. Secondary markets exploded on this, and it was announced a year ago, almost to the day. And one of the most amazing figures to come out of the Transformers War for Cybertron, I want to say Siege line. War for Cybertron trilogy. Either way, you guys know what this is. This, oh yeah, Siege. The one, the only Omega Supreme has been reissued. And I could not be happier about it. There were some difficult times that I was going through. Hopefully things are getting better. We're on a upward trajectory. And a lot of things that I had in my collection that I didn't really want to get rid of, I ended up having to sell. And this guy was one of them. And it was a situation where I was like, hopefully at the end of the day, sorry, my allergies are acting up. One thing that's really, really important to realize is that everything that we have they're just things at the end of the day. And ultimately, there were decisions I had to make to get rid of a lot of things that I had. And this was one that I was really unfortunately had to get rid of because it was going for a lot of money at the time, and I tried to get as much as I could for it to kind of help myself out. Knowing that and believing in the universe and saying that things are going to get better. And here I am a year later with things hopefully getting better. It's not quite where I want it to be just yet, but it's progressing in that direction. And I'm eternally grateful for all the support and all the friendships and kindness that all of you have sent to me. But this was one that I was really hoping to be able to re-get. And Big Bad Toy Store announced, like I said, about a year ago, that this was going to be a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive re-release of the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Omega Supreme. I've always loved Omega Supreme, and this is not a review because it's the exact same figure. Everything is the exact same. Nothing on here even says exclusive or anything, but this is the exact same figure. It is, like I said, for all intent purposes, just a reissue of it. But huge shout out to Big Bad Toy Store for making this possible for people to be able to get. Again, I paid my own money for it. This is not like a sponsored video or anything of that nature. But kudos to them for recognizing that fans really wanted to get their hands on this thing and making it possible to do. And it's one of those figures that, even I'm like, trying to think. There's no real way to improve upon this, I don't think. Titan class, larger than life. It is part of the Siege line, which a lot of those Siege figures, the War for Cybertron trilogy, a lot of those ones, and Siege was in the beginning. By today's standards, this is a fairly old figure by this point in time, but by today's standards, with things like the Studio Series coming out, this is antiquated almost, but it still holds up. It's still a fantastically done figure. The detail on it, the way that it transforms, everything about this guy. The only way that Omega Supreme, in my opinion, could get better is if some company did a Transformers animated version of Omega Supreme and how Omega Supreme transformed into the Ark. That's the only way that I feel like Omega Supreme could get better. This figure is fantastic. So I'm super happy to have this. Like I said, this isn't a review. I just want to put this out there because not everybody knows about this being available now. It is more expensive than it was back in the day. I want to say that, because this is now $199, $200 for this. I want to say when it first came out, it was $125. Somebody leave me a comment, let me know, but I feel like it was around that price. So over time, and obviously the way that the economy is, that the world is with tariffs, this, that, and the other thing, this was always going to be more expensive. Plus, being an exclusive, not as many of these are being made. Comparatively speaking, Big Bad Toy Store is, if not the biggest online toy store there is, it's pretty damn close. So I'm sure they got a ton of these, but not nearly as much as what Targets and Walmarts and things of that nature would be able to order from Hasbro to do. So naturally, a shorter run is going to be a more expensive run to do. So to Joel and the folks over at Big Bad Toy Store, you guys hit a home run by listening to what fans wanted and doing this. Cannot thank you enough for the work that you've done to do it. And that's it, guys. I'm going to put a link down in the video description. If you would like to add this to your collection for basically half of what it's going for in the aftermarket, you don't have to pay those aftermarket prices anymore. Head on over to Big Bad Toy Store. Link will be down in the video description. And you can pick this up and add it to your collection today if you ever missed out on it. But that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Hopefully we're going to get things settled down, and maybe, who knows, maybe much like Brett Favre came out of retirement, maybe I might, who knows. It just depends on if I can get that spark, that love, that passion, more passion, all that stuff. But until next time, I love you all. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.